Wayan was looking at the mansion, which was beautifully decorated for Taeyang and Shania's wedding, a person she fell in love with at first sight when they met at the family dinner despite knowing he was her sister's fiance. She always snatching everything from me since childhood. Wiping her falling tears, she went to the Shania's bedroom and saw her packing her things. Good morning, Wayan. Good morning, Unni. Their bond, despite being stepsister, was not that bad, but not considered as good either. Wayan could notice how Shania's face was glowing in happiness, and why not? After all, she was going to marry a guy she liked, but Wayan didn't want to think about it anymore. Everything is fair in love and war. Unni, I want to talk about something important. Yes, I'm listening. Shania diverted her attention to Wayan, who was now hesitating to say anything, but gaining her all courage, she let out. Call off your marriage with Taeyang. What? I'm in love with him. Shania was speechless while Wayan felt ashamed saying this, but Taeyang's love made her insane. I want him to be mine. Wayan. Because of your mother, my mother suffered for years and left this world. You and your mother snatched everything from me, including my dad. Now it's your payback time. Wayan burst into tears as all the miserable memories played inside her head like a movie. Wayan, I'm so sorry for everything and I can understand. No, you can't understand anything unless you face the same problem. But it's not possible what you are asking from me, Wayan. He isn't a thing that I could give you just because you liked it. Why it's impossible, huh? Your mother can be involved with a married man, but I can't get your fiancé. The silence consumed the atmosphere as Shania was just looking at her blankly. The bubbly, sweet Wayan was behaving totally different, and because of her selfish mother, she had to listen everything. I know I'm being selfish, but I can't control my feelings anymore. It's not like I'm asking your lover or husband. Shania looked at broken Wayan and held her hand gently, causing Wayan to look at her. It's true I don't love him, but as a fiancé, I already developed feeling for him, Wayan. He's the man that no one could resist themselves to fall for him. Tears were falling from Shania's eyes, but Wayan's condition was vulnerable. Now promise me that you will take good care of Taeyang. Wayan immediately nodded and hugged Shania tightly, but she didn't respond. I'll take care of him more than myself. Both sisters cried in each other's embrace, and soon the room door opened, revealing Mr. and Mrs. Lim. Mr. Lim smiled, seeing them unaware of the reality, and joined the hug. I'm gonna miss you all. Shania's chest tightened as she didn't know when she would see them and broke the hug. My princess, it's not like that you are going far away from us. You can come here wherever you miss us. Mr. Lim planted a soft kiss on Shania's temple while Wayan bit her lower lip in shame, but still her heart was not melting. Now stop crying and get ready for your big day. Shania nodded, looking at Wayan, who was avoiding eye contact. The couple left, leaving the girls alone, and Shania started to pack her bag. Where will you go, Unni? I'll manage, don't worry. Wayan was feeling guilty because she was never a bad person in anyone's life, but her love towards Taeyang made her blind from everything. Shania was packing her important things while tears kept falling from her eyes. Wayan walked out and returned in a few minutes with her cards for Shania so she could use them. Don't forget to call me if you need anything, and please stay in touch. Shania grabbed her bag and walked outside from the backside door, looking at the mansion. So many memories recalled in her mind, and she hugged Wayan once again before leaving everyone behind with a pool of tears. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, but I can't marry right now. Please forgive me. This was the letter Shania left before going, and Mr. and Mrs. Lim were in a huge shock. Please find her immediately, or else what we will say to Kim's. Where I found her now? Kim's are already here, and what I tell them, He yelled out of frustration, and Wayan looking at her parents silently, who informed them about Shania's fake escape. She didn't think about our reputation. Now what we should do? Mr. Lim looked at Wayan, that her heartbeats fastened, and took a step towards her with hopes. Wayan, my child, please marry Taeyang. Wayan wanted to smile widely but hardly tried to be shocked, just like her stepmother. Are you out of your mind? My Shania got the proposal of Kim's, not Wayan. But our Shania didn't left any option for us, and now wine is the only one who can save us. Mrs. Lim had to shut her mouth, and in her mind she was cursing her own daughter for rejecting a man like Kim Tae-hyung. Please don't turn down your father, Wayan. You are the only hope I have. He pleaded, unaware what his innocent-looking daughter did. But what about Kim's family, especially Tae-hyung? You just say yes and I will talk to them. Okay, Dad. Mr. Lim smiled before walking out, and immediately Mrs. Lim held Wayan's hand roughly. Marry him, but don't think of him as your husband. I will find Shania soon and will marry her to him. Got it? Wayan gulped down out of fear but released herself from her firm hold. 15 minutes later, Mr. Lim was back after talking to Tae-hyung. Wayan, get ready. Mrs. Lim just tightened her fist and the couple took their leave. Now Wayan is smiling brightly and look at the beautiful dress with accessories for the wedding. It was sent for Shania, but now she became the honor. She snatched Shania's happiness just like her mother did, and explaining the same thing again and again to her mind, she got ready for the man of her dream. Soon the door opened, revealing her father as his eyes moistened, seeing his gorgeous daughter. She was looking exactly the carbon copy of her mother, but he ruined everything years ago. Please God, give every happiness to my daughter, and Tae-hyung give her all the love she deserves. Coming towards her, he kissed her hair that she smiled lightly. You're looking beautiful, Wayan. He extended his hand and covering her face with a veil, Wayan slipped her hand into his before moving towards the aisle. Everyone's gaze on her, but her gaze fixed to a particular one. He was looking ethereal that she couldn't able to look anywhere. Please take care of my daughter, sure. He took her hand gently that she felt her whole body covered with goosebumps. For a few seconds his gaze fell on her face, which he barely could see, but Wayan was not able to read his reaction. I know it's hard for you to accept everything, but I'll make you fall for me. Soon the priest started the wedding ceremony. Tae-hyung and Wayan took vows with honesty and tied into a pure bond. Now you may kiss the bride. Tae-hyung unveiled her face and saw the beauty in front of him, but her eyes were lowered. Soon her eyes got closed when his plump lips rested on her forehead for some time. Finally she got the love of her life, but deep inside she was concerned, worried about getting back his love as she was his replaced bride. Wayan was inside Tae-hyung's bedroom and walking back and forth with nervousness since Shania's phone was off. I hope you are okay, Unni. She left a message to her when the room door opened and Tae-hyung came inside, her body stiff the way his eyes on her and going from up to down slowly. She rooted to her place while Tae-hyung taking steps towards her until he was near her yet at safe distance. Are you still in this heavy dress? I was just going to change. Looking at her last time, he went to the walk-in closet while Wayan placed her hand on her fast-beating heart. Calm down, Wayan. She looked around for the bathroom and got inside but realized she didn't bring her clothes. Stepping out, she waited for Tae-hyung and soon he entered the bedroom in his comfy clothes with wet hair. Actually, I didn't bring clothes with me. She was fidgeting with her fingers. Tae-hyung turned back to his walk-in and came with his loose shirt and pants. For now, compromise with it. I'll arrange everything tomorrow for sure. Thank you. Taking them, she went to the bathroom and took the shower before changing into his clothes which were hanging on her body. How big is he? Thinking, she came out and saw him talking on the phone with someone in the balcony. She saw her phone lighten and sitting on the bedside, she saw the notification. Replying, she saw Tae-hyung was coming back and a smile was dancing on his face as he looked at her. What's wrong? My clothes are literally hanging on you. How small are you? It's just you are too big, she muttered, earning a light chuckle from him, and he lay on the opposite side that redness rushed to her cheeks. Are you going to sleep here? It was not like she had an objection but wanted to know what was going on in Tae-hyung's mind. Getting up, Tae-hyung came to her side and sat beside her. I know things didn't go the way we wanted, but we can't deny the fact that now we are husband and wife. So instead of ignoring or pushing each other, I think we should work on this relationship. A smile came across her lips as his words flew her all worries away, but her cheeks heated up and Tae-hyung kissed her forehead gently once again. Don't think too much, just sleep. Then he went to his side and Wayan laid on the other side while smiling as her back was facing him. I hope our relationship turned into a loving journey. Days were passing and it has been a month since both of them got married. The relationship of Taeyang and Wine was progressing with the time and a good bond was created between them. Wine was happy, but deep inside a fear was still lingering inside her. What if he got to know everything? Will he leave her or throw her away from his life? But shrugging her thought, she kept on living beautiful moments with him. She was in touch with Shania and got to know she was doing a job in Busan. Wine felt guilty all the time because the hate she got from her father and Taeyang's family because of her. Now Wine was getting ready for the office. She worked at the finance department in her father's company. She applied some perfume when Taeyang came out holding his tie with a pout. Taking the tie, she placed it around his collar easily as he bent down to her level. His eyes were on her and she was barely making eye contact. Done. As she was about to step back, Taeyang took her in his arms and placed a kiss on her forehead. I always give you a forehead kiss before going office. Don't you think I also deserve your bit of love? Bit of love? You have no idea, Taeyang, what I did for you. Leaning in, she placed a soft kiss on his cheek that a smile appeared on his face. This one deserved the same attention. He placed his finger on his other cheek and hiding her shy smile, she kissed his another cheek. That's my good wife. Holding her hand, he went downstairs for breakfast, unknowingly completing her wishes she wanted from her husband. Wine came back from the office and felt a weird sensation to her bottom. She quickly went to the bathroom and did her business before coming back. She laid on the bed and curled herself into a ball while holding her stomach as it was aching. An hour later, Taeyang entered the bedroom and his eyes landed on Wine. Wine, are you okay? He was worried while scanning her uncomfortable position and sat beside her. Are you on your periods? Wine nodded and he kissed her hair gently before packing them. I'll be back in a few minutes. Removing the coat, he rushed outside. After 15 to 20 minutes, he came back with food, chocolates and some painkillers. He fed her tenderly and gave her the medicine for cure. Wine was on cloud 9 that she fell for a right person and fight for him. You'll feel better soon. He covered her with the comforter, then went to take a shower and changed into comfy clothes. Stepping inside the bathroom, he saw she was still up and hesitantly asked, Do you want cuddles? I mean, it will make you sleep peacefully. Wine nodded and Taeyang took her in his arms. Both of them were comfortable by the proximity and she rested her hand on his chest while closing her eyes. Taeyang massaged her scalp while humming a song and soon she drifted into the sleep. Looking at her cute sleepy figure, he kissed her cheek then closed his eyes too. Months passed and Wine and Taeyang relationship was growing romantically as it was getting hard for them to resist each other. Currently, Wine was at home because of the weekend when she got the call from Shania. Unni, I want to come back now. It's hard me to survive alone. Wine heartbeats were accelerating due to fear. Oh, really? Wine, don't worry. I won't tell mom and dad anything. I won't let anyone know what happened that day. He assured, but Wine was not feeling good. But if... Isn't my sacrifice enough, Wine, that you want me to stay away from mom, dad? Tears dropped from Wine's eyes. Only I didn't mean. Wine, her body stiffened and she immediately cut the call. She wiped her tears before looking back at him, but surprisingly he was too near. Why the hell you were talking to that girl? Wasn't I clear before? Taeyang, I wasn't talking to her. I clearly heard you calling her Unni. Why are you lying to me? His eyes were suspicious that Wine felt scared and holding her arms, he looked into her eyes. What's wrong? Are you hiding something from me? She immediately shook her head in no, but Taeyang was not convinced and seeing her on the verge of crying, he took her in his arms. I didn't mean to scare you, love. He kissed her back thinking his loud voice hurted her unknown she was crying due to fear of losing. Calming her, he took her inside the bedroom and cuddled until she fell asleep. Taeyang and Jimin talked about the important project and now having a cup of coffee. So, how's your life going on with Wine? Amazing, but I think she's hiding something from me. How do you know? I have noticed she got upset whenever someone took Shania's name. That's why I forbidden that name in my house. And last night she was talking to her and when I asked her why, she said she was not talking to her. Maybe because she was your ex-fiance, girls feel insecure about that. I understand, but there is something else. Or she won't be in a contact of her. Anything is possible, but right now help me to arrange this project success party. Sure man. Then Taeyang helped him to choose the theme and everything. They were best friends, soulmates more than business partners. Taeyang was in the bedroom waiting for his wife, who stepped in a red silk dress that Taeyang couldn't help but admire his wife. "You're looking gorgeous, my lady." Taking her hand, he kissed her knuckle and she complimented him too, as this man's charm was undeniable. "Shall we?" "Sure." He sneaked his arm around her waist with authority, and like an ideal couple they went downstairs where the party was organized by Jimin and Taeyang for the project's success. Taeyang introduced Wyan to his business partner and friends, and they were all humble. She enjoyed the party, and Jimin was flirting with Wyan just to tease Taeyang. He danced with Wyan too, who was not sure about it, but Jimin was Jimin. He dragged her with him. He was telling silly jokes that Wyan was smiling, and Taeyang was unable to control his jealousy. The shorty, he came to the dance floor interrupting Jimin and Wyan. "Now can I have a dance with my beautiful wife?" "Sure, Mr. Jealous." Wyan giggled and Jimin gave her hand to her husband, but gasped as Taeyang brought her closer that there was no distance between them. With the rhythm, both of them swayed their body on the romantic song and enjoying the moment, but Mrs. Lim's blood was boiling looking at them. "This is my Shania's place. Once I find her, then I will throw this little out of Taeyang's life." She gulped down the drink in one go and left the party angrily while Taeyang was losing his control as he placed his lips on her neck. "Taeyang, everyone is here. Then let's go to the bedroom." She closed her eyes, trying to step back, but Taeyang was holding her tightly. She felt electrifying the way his lips moved to her exposed shoulder and his hands were brushing against her arms sensually. "It's been months, love. I can't control anymore." Taking her in his arms in front of everyone, he went to their shared bedroom, and Mr. Lim's heart was at ease that her husband genuinely loved her too much. Wyan was drying her wet hair in front of the mirror while her husband was admiring her through it. He was still in the bed and draping the sheets. He hugged her from behind. "Are you feeling okay?" "What? Mr. and Mrs. Lim wants to meet Mrs. Kim." "Okay. Why they are here at this time?" Her heartbeats quickened in fear as negative thoughts clouded her mind. "This time? Love, it's already 1 p.m. "Oh yeah, now you go and fresh up until I'm going downstairs." Kissing his cheek, she came downstairs with a smile, but it didn't last longer when her eyes caught Shania.